This college football picks week 11 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Bet365. Bet365 is offering new users a $1,000 risk-free bet. Sign up today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. We're also brought to you by BetterHelp. Find your bright spot this season. Visit BetterHelp.com/SGPN today to get 10% off your first month. And we're also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time has last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Use promo code SGPN for $20 off your first purchase.
Hey, this is Larry the Cable Guy. You're listening to SGP. Wait, hold on. Say it again. Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
It's been brought to my attention that I have been very electric picking college football games.
Really?
This year. I saw there was some internet touting where.
Oh yes, I mean we, according to the Tally site, and joining us here to talk all things college bowl, Colby Dant, aka the Dantabase, aka Pick Dundee.
Oh, yeah. The stuff in the sheet. If you are a Patreon member, what you and if you've listened to every podcast, you know this. What you would know is that Colby has not had a week where he's finished below 500. He's also not had a week where he hasn't given you at least one lock. And the craziest thing, I mean, Colby, what's your lock record at right now overall? How many weeks have we been doing?
79%.
So we've done 12 weeks and you've missed 4 locks. Okay.
Well, you know,
that's 20 and 4.
That I mean,
this is one of the.
That's why you gave me the FCS show, right?
Well, greenlit the FCS show.
In the beginning, there was Colby, and he just took favorites, and he didn't know how to gamble. And then something happened along the way. You've become a grown-up tout.
Well, according to Tally site, top spread experts, number 1, Sean second the money green. Number 2, Ryan money line Mac. Number 3, Colby Dantabase Dant. Number 4, Ryan Kramer.
Just dominating.
And I know what you're thinking. Oh, is this just within SGPN? No. This is across all the sites that Tally site works with, and they also independently track other guys' picks as well. So this is a huge, huge sample size.
Give like the thing that's always stands out when they post these graphics, and with college basketball, it's going to be hilarious. But it's generally people like you and me, Sean, making normal amounts of picks, and that's most of the list. We're talking in maybe like the 70 to 100 game, and then you see Colby.
I think Colby's
800 games you've picked. We're going into week 11.
They still don't put D2 games out there, which bothers me. You know what I mean? They just do FCS, and even with that, it's late as shit. So sometimes you don't even get them in.
We will get on the horn immediately. I mean, Sean, how do you feel being at the top?
Pretty awesome. You know, it's a lot of pressure.
I'm glad it's working out.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of pressure coming off these consecutive heater weeks. Although Colby's 79% on the locks is really something to strive for. I've been doing, my locks aren't great, but overall, just straight up percentage wise, that's where it's been at.
And if you listen to the college experience, NC Nick did a great job. Talking me into a Benedict. I actually took Louisville.
What?
After he talked me into why would I take Virginia Tech? He made a lot of good sense about Jeff Brom and his dad in high school and how they're not going to lose in Louisville.
I picked Louisville on the show, which some people are saying is important. But Ryan, any thoughts on the what feels like the end of the Virginia Tech season?
You got 3 points.
I mean, they're going to have to fix their issues on the road. So once again, you have a team that looks underprepared. You have a team that looks like they're not calling complex plays. That actually has changed recently. I think the offense has actually started doing stuff. So maybe Bowen off the hot seat for me. Really, really bad performance. But the point of this season is hope. We were told the cupboard was bare 2 seasons ago by Bud. This past off season, little optimistic, but they starting to get it going. Culture shifting year. You're still going to lose to really good teams. I think Louisville. I mean, Colby told us this before the year. Louisville was going to be a really good team. They might be a really good team, and then they have been at least in spots this season. And so, yeah, I'm more optimistic about the Hokies than I was to start the season.
No,
Coach
how
Bry
about
has won me
basketball?
over.
How about basketball? Because they're on this. We're going to be talking about them in a couple days.
Oh man, I'm very excited about having a college basketball team. I'm very excited about as we watch this or as we record this live. There are a number of college basketball games.
I mean,
a
lot now.
And
Colby's showing me him. He's scrolling through all these games.
Shout out to Kyle P saying, "I love coming home from work to a bet already cashed. Thanks, guys. I'm assuming
Oregon -5.
You're referring to Oregon -5, which was a consensus quack play.
Well, and Colby locked it, as did producer Josh. And Discord starts off the season 0-1.
Well, and speaking of Discord, last 2 weeks, last week our consensus plays were 6-2. Week before 5-2. So
we're crushing.
If you were just fading our, if you just did the plays we agree on, you were 11-4 last 2 weeks. Again, I think there's only one losing week the entire season of consensus plays. So shout out to us. Nice work, us.
I mean, 51-29-2 is the season record if you took our consensus.
Yeah,
plays.
I mean, what are you doing?
51-29-2. That's free.
It's not rocket science.
You should, sign stealing is legal in the gambling world. Right? You can steal our picks and take them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
just
a great point.
Smash that subscribe button.
And honestly,
tell a friend.
I do think some listeners are better than others at translating which one of our plays to play. Because sometimes, we'll have I'll come in, feel like I didn't have a great week. Sean felt he didn't have a great week, but all these listeners are like, smashed it. That's the skill you need to have.
Sniff out our winners from
you
our
just got to know our tendencies.
Well,
obviously at this point, if I'm picking Virginia Tech in a sad moment, you shouldn't listen to me.
Well, I gave
Read
away
between the lines, dummies.
I mean, I gave away a lot last week. Oklahoma State money line, Army money line, but the big one, defensive touchdown by Ohio State. I told you. They're going to get a pick six, 96 yarder, the game difference.
How did we not?
Because you asked me on a prop. That was a.
How did we not have an Oklahoma State Arizona money line banger?
Yeah,
come on, Colby. Let's work better today. Let's not just give up when Sean spits in our ideas face.
Well, Wake should have hit for us.
Yeah, the Wake Oklahoma State parlay we had was money. We got ahead of the Riley Leonard injury news, and Wake just shit the bed there at the end.
So much pain.
The Army money line tying it to Oklahoma State money line was the play, but I honestly thought it would be close. I didn't see them losing. I didn't see Air Force losing outright to Army, but that's Service Academy football. And once again, the under cash. So
it was so obvious.
It's a free square. The Service Academy unders. If you're not playing them,
not totally.
You're missing it.
I gave away the Iowa Northwestern under 30.5 parlayed with the Army Air Force.
I had that as an alt 7.5 under. What was the final?
10-7. 10
I
to
saw. All right, couple nuggets from this one. Neither team crossed 171 yards of offense.
Beautiful,
which is pretty impressive. It was played at a baseball field, and I think the nugget was that the Cubs had was it maybe a couple dozen games with more runs than points were scored in this one.
Oh yeah.
And the last thing and this is from the College Football Inquirer guys. Shameless plug for another podcast, Sean. But apparently, a faculty member of Iowa, the college,
the Hawkeyes,
passed away, and on her obituary, it said, "In lieu of flowers, please say a prayer for the Iowa offense." That's you leave this earth and you leave the humor. I mean, she had that prepared. How long has that been prepared? Anyway, yeah, good week of college football.
Good week.
Exciting games.
Washington beat USC. Crying Caleb Williams.
Oh wow.
CJ had a conspiracy theory that entire breakdown, him crying, was staged.
CJ Sullivan, bet detective.
Yes, we are working on the bet detective shirts. as he investigates different betting related matters. CJ Sullivan on the case.
If the crying was fake, then he's probably more likely to sit out the rest of the year. If the crying is real, there's no way he's sitting out.
Yeah.
I mean, again, as a youth sports coach,
the criers are the hardest players.
I think that the world has become more emotional, and a young person to emote is a little bit more normal than maybe our generation is used to. And I think if anything, in a world where everyone is opting out and not giving a fuck and just trying to blame, I got to switch teams, I got to fire this coach. Funny enough, they fired the defensive coordinator because he wasn't doing enough for Caleb. But I would actually take the contrarian take of I like that. Not only does I'd probably upgrade my take on Caleb Williams.
For crying,
for giving a shit.
Yeah.
He's being brought up in a time where kids don't give a shit. If their team sucks, they don't care. They'll go join another team next year.
Where are we at though? Did anyone respond?
For as an old school guy, I would think that you would be on the side of guys that care. Now we'll see if he plays.
I do care, but there's a way to care without crying like a baby.
Where are we at with?
Okay, but I mean, you would have rathered him to not give a shit and opt out for the rest of the season.
No, I don't think it's one or the other.
I think it's fairly binary nowadays.
Oh, okay. I think you can try hard, care about the team, and then lose and take it in a classy way.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out if anyone responded with emails or addresses I can write because football took another loss this weekend.
Oh yes.
I mean,
you sound sad, Colby.
Did you see the Ravens fullback that got suspended or not suspended? Fined. I think it was $30,000 or something.
That's a lot for a fullback.
For a block.
They're also calling roughing the passer on sacks. So I mean, what are we doing?
I mean, that's what I'm saying, folks. I'm asking the universe again. Please let me know who we can contact.
Please, someone. President at football.com. Please reach out.
Please.
Colby is upset. Hey, we got a lot to get to picks wise, and we're also brought to you by Bet365. Bet365 is the world's favorite sportsbook, trusted by over 88 million players worldwide. Prop sides, total live betting. Bet365 has you covered. And if you like boosts, you're going to love Bet365. I'm seeing they got a 30% profit boost on your NFL same game parlay.
Yes, sir.
They even have an early payout offer if your team goes up 17 points in the NFL, 20, I think, in the NBA. Sign up today and choose from 2 bonus offers, either $1,000 first bet safety net or bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets. Just head to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. Problem gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And of course, we're also brought to you by Little C's. Love me some Little Caesars, as it is the official pizza sponsor of the National Football League. And not only the official pizza sponsor of the NFL, but the official pizza sponsor of SGPN. And you know what they got? Well, they got the Little Caesars wings, the stuffed crazy bread, and of course, everyone's favorite, that buttery, golden brown, salty, delicious treat known as the pretzel crust. Love me some pretzel crust pizza, especially when we get those succulent, juicy, well-cured pepperonis in the middle, piled high to perfection. Speaking of winning, everyone scores with convenient delivery or our in-store pizza portal pickup. So grab some friends and some pretzel crusts and enjoy a few slices during the game. Monday night about to kick off. Get in Little Caesars Pizza.
We need pizza on the drop as a drop on the board.
Oh yeah, maybe I can get that. I like that.
All right, let's talk turkey. And I see some anonymous people in the sheet as we're doing.
Oh, they're lurking.
And by the way, the college basketball podcast pick sheet just went live. So maybe you're this anonymous frog listening live on YouTube as well. But yep, we got everything in there. I think that maybe we have our first. Can't wait to see the college basketball record start to trickle in. 1-0 on the season, on pace to go perfect. All right, so we're jumping ahead to Friday night, 7:45 on the West Coast. Sean,
ooh.
This can only mean one thing.
We'll be out in Vegas.
This is in Vegas, Wyoming, UNLV. I love having a sweat during Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSiN, 9 p.m. on the West Coast. -4.5 for the local UNLV squad. -205 on the money line. Wyoming +170. 51 is the total. Wyoming obviously going to be drinking out of that crazy boot they won last week over Colorado State. This is where Colby looks at me disgustingly and corrects me on what the name of the boot trophy is.
So no, it's the Battle of the Boot.
Oh, it is the battle.
Yeah.
Okay,
They just call it the boot.
Yeah.
Not super
they're
creative.
simple up there. I do. If I ever get lost and disappear, you might find me in Wyoming. Yeah,
Paradise. I mean, isn't it as simple? Wyoming's one of these teams. You love them at home. You fade them on the road. Short week after a big win. They're like you said. They're drinking out of the boot. They're celebrating the boot.
Do they shoot the boot with that boot?
No. This is a play because this isn't a road game. You're playing at the filthy Raider Stadium. That's just a waste of a fucking football stadium.
Will Wyoming have more fans than UNLV? Because I do feel like UNLV is one of the things in Vegas that they seem to pull for as a local group.
But UNLV's weakness is passing offense, right? And can Wyoming really take advantage of that?
See, I would argue that first off, UNLV has zero wins over teams with a winning record. And
so that you're wondering why they're laying 4.5 points.
Well, when you look at who they've played, for the most part, they're all air raid offenses or Jeff Tedford offense. Fresno State likes to throw the ball. New Mexico, ever since they switched to the OC and brought in Vincent, throws the ball. Colorado State runs the air raid. Nevada runs the air raid. Hawaii runs the run and shoot. They just haven't faced any physical rushing attacks besides Michigan, where they lost by 28.
I'm just looking at Wyoming's on the road. Wyoming lost 31-10 to Texas. Obviously, Texas pretty good.
And that's lit.
Lost 34-27 against Air Force. Lost 32-7 against Boise State.
Lit.
See, this is not lit. This is just.
This is such a great point.
Yeah, this is just.
They do have a slot machine on the sideline.
You know when you ride the elevator in Vegas and there's just like some like elevator music or some. That's what the game feels like when you're at the stadium watching the game. You know
sometimes
what I mean?
that's nice though. I mean sometimes that's nice.
I'm all over Wyoming here. Give me the 4. Ride that money line.
We're not worried about the letdown spot at all.
I mean,
Wyoming kids win a big rivalry game.
It's
then
a
go
huge
on a
game,
road trip
though.
to Vegas.
This like the winner. The winner will
I'm
have
on UNLV.
The winner will have like the inside track on getting to the Mountain West Championship.
I know, but don't you think there's at least a little bit of a chance that Wyoming comes in a little flat?
No.
Okay. Kind of with Sean. I'm gonna join you, Sean. I'm gonna Benedict in the segment. I was coming in with
UNLV beat Colorado State at home. They beat Hawaii at home. They beat Vanderbilt at home.
This isn't at home.
Should have lost to Vanderbilt.
This is at that filthy dome.
Yeah, but that's where they play their home games.
No, I'm just saying like Vanderbilt had that one. And
all right,
they kind of
I'll take UNLV laying the points. Kramer, what are you doing?
I'm so torn. I thought I was gonna be picking Wyoming or fade Wyoming. Where I'm a situational handicapper.
So am I.
Get back to my roots. All right, game number 2. We're over to and but we do need a play on this. We are going to be in Vegas. I think that's the right move. Betting on the home team.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Saturday 9 a.m. Heading to State College, Pennsylvania for Michigan, Penn State. Penn State 4.5 point home dogs +165 on the money line, -200 for Michigan. 44 is the total. Does this cheating scandal at any point have an impact on Michigan this season?
Yeah, they're not going to know Penn State's plays. Connor Stallions lock him up. The whole thing is really funny. And
because he was going to collect those plays during the Ohio State Penn State game.
No, but now that everyone knows that Michigan's stealing their signals, they will come up with new signals.
Yeah.
So I think that will benefit Penn State. I also like Penn State here as a home dog. Also, who has Michigan played that they should be laying 4.5?
That happened. Like the notification from the Big Ten or whoever to the Big Ten schools happened earlier than the news broke.
Okay, which
means that the Michigan's probably played some teams who have already changed up their signals even before Michigan knew about it potentially. And
there was
I wouldn't necessarily include that in the handicap. Michigan's just been dominating bad teams.
Yeah, I mean Minnesota, Nebraska, Rutgers. It doesn't matter what their signs.
The
are.
other
Bowling
side.
Green.
Here's the other side.
UNLV.
Here's the
East
other.
Carolina. No offense, Colby.
Here's the other side of the coin. Is that this team is now
this is their first tough game.
Target on their back, and this is their first tough game, and they really want to prove it.
How about
the
this
quarterback?
And they're going to be like, "Hey, wait, maybe we don't know the plays. That's going to hurt us."
This just dropped a few minutes ago. Is that ex-college football staffer shared docs with Michigan showing a Big Ten team had the Wolverine signs the whole time.
And again, there's
only Michigan steals signs. I did like how the Ohio State guy that got the private eye was tied to Ryan Day, and apparently they hacked like the computer of Connor Stallions, which is government property.
I hope that's fucking true.
And now they could be facing serious criminals.
It's so good for the rivalry.
If anyone does any jail time, it's like that guy who did. How many years did he do for poisoning the tree?
Auburn, Alabama.
Well, no,
what was his name?
Someone
again?
had the line. I don't remember who it was, but it's like someone committed an actual crime to prove a football crime.
Yes.
Like think about that. Shit for a second.
I mean, isn't that's and if you're willing to do that, you're probably cheating too.
But it can't actually just really.
Harvey Updike, by the way.
It can't. This thing can't tie back to Ryan Day's brothers within like 2 dots. It's like the alleged stuff is that like essentially Ryan Day's brothers paid some dude to go hack a computer.
Yeah.
This is you can't make this shit up.
This is why, dude. Look, I know you guys are NFL guys. This is why college football is fucking hilarious. I mean, this has been happening since the beginning of fucking time in college football. You have
Colby actually has a confession for everyone.
What's that?
He's out on college football.
They're ruining it. They're ruining the game.
College basketball started, and that's it. He doesn't care about football.
No. My point though is like you have situations historically in college football where you just have the most over the top fan bases doing things.
Yeah.
Whether it's poisoning the trees or perhaps hiring and kicking to a GoFundMe to supply an investigation.
Candidly, I can't remember something as this juicy in my lifetime.
It's pretty funny, and the media keeps milking it. You know, the videos of Connor Stallions dressed up as a Central Michigan person.
I mean, as much as I like making fun of Jalen Carter, this is way better than some kids in Georgia street racing.
Yeah, and look, Harvey Updike was his name. Harvey Updike Jr. Poisoned the 80-year-old trees of Auburn University.
You mean he did his part? Do you remember that part of the doc where he goes, "I did my part"?
Yeah, I love how he then left a phone message on an Auburn professor's voicemail saying that he knows who poisoned the trees. But also, he did 6 months in jail and he has 5 years on probation and
can't go anywhere near trees.
$800,000 in restitution.
As someone who likes things outside, he didn't have to poison the tree. That
what did the trees
cross the line? We now have
no. That was funny.
That
was funny.
I'm going Penn State. I think they're going to be able to hang around in this game. I know James Franklin struggles step up in competition, but I think this Michigan team is about to get exposed a little bit. Give me Penn State plus 4.5.
No, thank you. Drew Aller against the good defense. I'm assuming Colby, you want nothing to do with that as well. I think Michigan's
the scary part.
I think Michigan's going to want to prove so badly they're not cheating. They're going to beat the shit out of everyone as much as possible.
Spygate vibes.
Why wouldn't it be Spygate vibes? I mean, Harbaugh, Belichick.
Only once since 2006 would Michigan have covered this line in state college.
Yep.
This is
tough place to play.
This is different.
However, will it be lit? Just answer me that.
Yeah, this will be bonkers. This will be absolutely
That's all I need to know.
And bring your nose beers.
Last thing I'll say is before I don't want to say I was not given permission that I could say this publicly, but producer Josh did hot take that JJ is the best quarterback in this year's class. So this would be a moment to prove that against Drew Aller, who honestly I'm so out on Penn State after that performance in the Ohio State game. So doesn't matter what the number is. Take Michigan.
I'm on Michigan too.
Yeah. Oh wow, Colby, come on. Colby. I thought if anyone that could support the,
I just think Penn State's offense sucks. Like I know they looked good last week, but they were at home against Indiana. They looked like shit.
Yeah, they were looking ahead.
Come on, Sean.
To this Michigan game.
Sean,
entire season comes down to this.
Colby, we get it. He went to Penn State.
There's plenty of road chalk out there that you can sink your teeth into.
He's a fish floundering out of water. Right? Just let him be. He's just going with his guys. I get that. Alabama heads to Lexington to take on Kentucky. Kentucky plus 10.5, plus 330 on the money line. Alabama minus 425. 47.5 is the total. Stoops is really have to navigate this one nicely over the next couple of weeks to get where he needs to get to, and I think Alabama has just reached the we're gonna fuck everyone up mode. I know they're coming off a big letdown spot, but I'm feeling a lot better about my Alabama.
I was shocked
predictions
with the game plan LSU put together.
Family,
dumbfounded because I mean yes, Milroe played great, but I just can't believe.
And what happens when
that they gave him all that? You don't like doubt press him like all the other teams had done. And yes, if you get beat, you get beat. I know your secondary has sucked this year, LSU.
But LSU just doesn't have the defense to do it. And yeah, this was just. I think something happened with Alabama after that first loss that they've figured some stuff out.
I still think they're incredibly flawed. Like this is the most flawed Saban team I can recall. It's going to catch them at some point. Give me Kentucky in the points.
Really? That Colby? What happened between you and Saban?
No, I mean,
that didn't feel rational.
Dude, if you watch the game, like, look, they did a great job using Milroe correctly, but I'm just shocked that Brian Kelly didn't load the box and go after him because he has proven throughout the year that when he's pressured, he is very inaccurate as a passer.
Yeah.
So to me, I was dumbfounded at his approach, and you know, if anything, you come across also as like as Alabama's defense now had Daniels not gotten injured, LSU didn't have to punt until late in the third quarter. So if Daniels doesn't go down, maybe that's a different game. But Bama was the better team. I just think it's going to catch up to him at some point.
Maybe in the playoff, but for me, I think they've figured some stuff out. They figured out how to use Milroe better. Defense playing good enough. Saban, I think this is a nice spot. Like I feel like the team got some confidence. They got their Alabama swagger back. I think they cover this. So yeah, I'm taking Alabama laying the number. I mean, Kentucky got beat at home by Tennessee. I don't see them being able to hang in this game.
What do you think the odds are right now?
For what? Them to win the national?
No. Alabama to win the conference. I mean, what? So Colby, what if you're wrong
about? They could
about Milroe.
No, I think they could still win the. I like Milroe. To me, they haven't been able to use him. This was the best way they've used him, but I also think that's more on Brian Kelly than it was the way I would use Milroe. And I like what I saw of them using
Georgia
him
minus 200, Alabama plus 150. Both have the fast track to the championship.
See, but that shit is not going to work against Georgia. Like Georgia is going to come after him.
Well, let's just talk about it for a second. Yeah. What's the spread in that game? If they played this weekend, what's the spread? Georgia, Alabama, neutral site.
Maybe Georgia minus 3.5, 4.
That's kind of where it's priced at. So then we wait.
But I would take Georgia there.
That was at that price.
Yeah,
it's only going to go up. I do at the right price. Alabama is getting interesting. I'm laying the point. All day, please. I think Alabama's in. They're just going to smother everyone. Stoops again. He's gotten a little drunk there. Maybe chance he gets fired this year. I'm hearing.
No.
He's got like 10 more years. He keeps winning 6 games. I mean, he still can get there.
Chance Calipari gets fired, maybe.
Oof. Well, they are not a basketball school. That's for sure. All right, let's jump ahead. 12:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Tallahassee, Florida for Florida State, Miami. This used to be a really nice rivalry. Miami not holding up their end of the bargain here, catching 14.5 plus 490 on the money line. Florida State minus 475. 50.5 is the total. What I mean, doesn't Florida State with what is it? 6 undefeated teams still? I mean, Florida State just has to smash teams, right? Smash. I mean, this is a rivalry game. It's a rivalry game that
isn't this. I mean, my gut would tell me to take Miami because this is Miami Super Bowl written all over it, right? Like, what other game is Miami going to get up for?
100%. And I think Cristobal, the way he was embarrassed the first outing, 45-3.
Isn't this just like kitchen sink game? Hey guys, look at the rest of Miami's schedule. They're not going to care about these other games.
Yeah, no,
Am I wrong?
Give me the Hurricanes. But they're pretty much eliminated.
I get it. They're at home next week against Louisville.
Who owns this rivalry?
And then Boston College, but they care way more about this Florida State game.
Yeah.
There's literally this is a rivalry that's a huge rivalry, and there's been like enough missed kicks to blow games where it's like a thing.
When I was growing up, this was like the must game you had to watch every year, pretty much. There was a few others, but like this was right there with them. The Florida Cup. I think you take the points. Too many points in a rivalry game. They call it
the Florida Cup.
Yeah, so the trophy is the Florida Cup.
That's a little. I feel like they could do that.
I'm on Miami plus 14.5. Colby's on Miami plus 14.5. Kramer, what are you doing here? I know you have a bone to pick with Miami.
It is difficult for me to take Miami generally. This has flat spot written all over it. They have Miami, North Alabama, and then at Florida State. They're going to be massive favorites in this game. Obviously, give me Miami. I do not like taking at least Florida State's a public school.
Discord on the board with Florida State minus
Tennessee heads the Columbia, Missouri, where we have some volunteers trying to hunt a tiger. Missouri catching 1.5 at home, coming off a nice performance against Georgia. That they played well. I was impressed by Missouri's performance. Minus 105 on the money line. Tennessee minus 1.5, minus 115. 58.5 is the total. I don't really have a take on this Tennessee team, but I'm worried that if Missouri emptied the tank against Georgia, this is a potential letdown spot.
Well, yeah,
but the spread then it got me back into like, well, why the fuck is Tennessee laying the points here?
Yeah, there's two things. One, Joe Milton in big games. I don't know if I've really loved what I've seen. The other thing is, to your point, Ryan, like does Tennessee deserve to be a road favorite? But then on the other side, Missouri, when you play a physical team like Georgia, that's tough that next week.
They played with them though. It wasn't like they played beat up.
But but also it's got to be a pretty draining game. But maybe it was a confidence builder. This one's tough. My lean right now would say.
Whoa! I didn't know we're leaning.
I'm leaning Missouri plus 1.5. But Colby, what's your handle?
Yeah, I'm on Mizzou. This is always that tough road trip. It's a sneaky road trip. It's like it's like the one SEC spot that's cold.
Yeah, this is where we got to pull up the map, right?
So
wait a second.
Snow?
It's right next door, right?
What do you?
No, I'm just joking. Most people don't know where Missouri is. That's the joke.
No, I think Mizzou's the better team this year. I think Tennessee. Look at their best wins. It's Kentucky and A&M. I don't think either are very good. And I think if they played a 9-game conference schedule, they'd be 500. I think Mizzou's the better football team this year. And I think at home. Sneaky road trip. Give me the Tigers to get it done.
Do we call this a border war? Tennessee is one of the states that borders Missouri.
Really? Mm-hmm. Brian, did you look up the weather?
Not yet. Okay. Can you name 2 other states that border Missouri?
Kentucky.
Kentucky is
North Carolina.
Correct. Kentucky and Tennessee have tiny little borders.
South Carolina?
None of the Carolinas.
Maryland.
No.
Virginia.
No, much more west.
Georgia.
No, this is where it's fucked up. It's Illinois,
Mississippi,
Iowa,
Illinois
Nebraska,
doesn't touch Tennessee.
No, Missouri.
Oh, Missouri.
Iowa,
okay.
Nebraska.
That's why I was doing so bad.
All right, let me look up the weather.
I'll get the weather.
All right.
Give your take on the game, Ryan.
Oh, my take on the game is I don't have a take on this Tennessee team, and every time I've watched, I've only seen Missouri look good.
No weather.
My sample size of Missouri is too small. I came in with my contribution, which is this is a clear like you circle this game as a potential letdown, but I still think this Missouri team's just good. Like that was a good performance. But Georgia's by far the best football team in the nation, and this is the first team that looked like they could play with them in how many years?
Well, Mizzou almost beat them last year.
That's what I mean. Like, how many teams have come close to beating Georgia in the last 3 seasons?
Yeah,
Missouri's done it twice. So I like Missouri here in this spot. I maybe they don't let down. Maybe I eat my words and I never said that.
So we're all on Mizzou +1.5. Tennessee -1.5 goes to the Discord.
One more to another 12:30 kick here. We're heading to Seattle, Washington, where Utah is taking on Mr. Michael Penix and the Huskies. Huskies laying 9 -380 on the money line. Utah +300. 54.5 is the total. Tough matchup for Utah here, but another outpouring by Washington got it done.
Oh yeah, I mean that was never in doubt. Fuck up USC.
It was kind of in doubt.
Crying Caleb Williams. I mean Washington's in an interesting spot here because Utah not quite the same team outside of Utah, but can they have the offense to hang around? Will that defense translate on the road? 9 feels
very, very simple. Can Utah score with Washington? If Washington puts up 38 points, can Utah score?
I don't like it in Seattle. Like in Seattle,
tailgating. Well, and then also too. I mean, Washington does have Oregon State up next. But I feel like they'll be pretty dialed in. There's a chance they let
Utah's
down.
won the Pac-12 the past couple of years. Washington knows that. You know what I mean?
This is a big.
Lay the
I was going to say this is a get up spot, and Washington. I mean, think about what they're on the road to now, right? They've avoided tripping up.
Yeah, and this would eliminate Utah essentially. So like they know they can do that. Take down the Pac-12 champ. Lay the points with Penix, Big Penix and company.
What do you think? Is he going to be a good pro?
I think he could be. Depends where he goes.
I have a feeling he's going to go later than he should because people get scared off by the injury stuff, and maybe that helps him in terms of his career. But yeah, I mean, to me, this is Washington like national champ. Like at this point, you're getting to that point in the season where you're like, all right, we just one game at the time, but this is a game we have to be hyper focused for. We know how Utah plays. We know what it means, like Colby said, and it doesn't matter that you have Oregon State on deck. You'll get up for that game too.
It was, I guess, maybe just after the big win over USC, but I think the fact that they're coming back home, they'll be focused enough. I'm with you guys. Let's lay the 9. Consensus forming.
Yeah, this is
Discord on the Utah +9.
Yeah, 66% of the bets are on Washington here, but not so bad.
Makes sense. Hey, time for our underdog fantasy college football fantasy pick of the day. We're going to go to JJ McCarthy. His passing yards are sitting at 232.5 passing yards. You can go higher, lower. Of course, if you put this in a pick-em-entry, go 5 for 5. You can win 20x over at Underdog Fantasy. Promo code SGPN. 100% deposit match up to $100. Promo code SGPN. Passing yards are now 232.5. Colby, I think the obvious choice here is lower, correct?
Yeah, I think the spot. I don't know though.
He's being a homer.
Yeah,
I'm being an analyst.
He's trying to trick you. He's a pro. In order for him to be on Penn State, he has to be anti everything Michigan.
Yes,
I'll go over.
Yeah, I would definitely do more.
Colby is on higher. I'm on the lower. Kramer's on higher as well. But underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN, 100% deposit match up to $100. Also a reminder, this show is brought to you by BetterHelp. That's right. Oh man, end of year can be a tough time, especially if you get in the wintry states, you don't see the sun. You get those seasonal blues, the winter blues, end of the year, the holiday stress. Oh man. Traveling back east, always a nightmare. Dealing with family, travel, the airlines. Don't get me started. It's easy to get overwhelmed. It's easy to feel out of sorts, and talking to someone can really help you out there. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Think how many great athletes talk to someone, sports psychiatrists. No shame in talking to someone, getting a little help, making your brain better. All you got to do is fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/SGPN today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/SGPN.
Real quick in the chat, I see that allegedly Mike's telling us that the Ryan Day private eye story was a rumor, and that I'm an Ohio State fan for spreading it, and only stupid Michigan fans bought it, which means he must be a smart Michigan fan. I just wanted to clean up my words.
Okay.
I didn't want anyone to think I was intentionally trying to get some stuff out there. And then also one more thing. Tyler wanted to know if I was drinking my own piss. Nope. That was an iced green tea that the ice had melted in. Thanks for noticing. I highly recommend iced green tea. It's good shit.
Tastes like piss though.
It's a great way to get.
Brian's ready to go on like a survival thing.
It's a great way to get your caffeine deployment. Oklahoma State coming off a massive,
almost as good as drinking your own piss.
Win. I've never done that in the last ever maybe Bedlam.
Did you see his comments after the game?
Well, tell me.
Mike Gundy said that, yeah, we're never playing them again unless it happens in the playoffs.
Woo, spicy.
Yeah.
Does Oklahoma ever make a playoff? No.
Ooh, in the new SEC, probably
who has
not.
a better chance to make the playoff?
State.
Oklahoma
sure.
or State?
State.
Yeah,
Do we know do we know exactly how they're going to be picking the teams for the playoffs? What is it?
It's not. I mean, you have your highest six conference winners.
Yeah.
You have there's some other random like asterisk like if Notre Dame is a certain place.
Yeah.
If there's a second group of 5 team in a certain place, there's some stipulation
For the first 2 years.
And then then other than that, it's just top rankings, right? Or top appointed teams after the auto bids.
And the thing is that
first round on campus,
Oklahoma's schedule moving forward.
That's what I mean. They're not making it
Buckle
back.
up.
So
yeah.
Oklahoma State coming off that.
Welcome to being Arkansas.
that massive win. They now go on the road to Orlando, Florida to take on UCF.
Orlando.
UCF 3-point home dog here. It is an afternoon game, 12:30 out here on the West Coast. Plus 135 on the money line. Oklahoma State minus 160. 64.5 is the total. You have let down spot potential.
Oh, I'm terrified of this one. As someone that has an Oklahoma State future to win the Big 12,
I'm all over UCF here. This is. I mean, they just won the last ever Bedlam, and now you got to go to fucking Florida where you're a road favorite.
That place gets lit, and they have no history with them, so it's like you're thinking like I would feel a lot better if you knew like, oh, we're getting Texas Tech. Well, we've game planned against them every year in the past 20 years, but this is one where I just feel like it's a terrible spot for Oklahoma State. Now, UCF's better than their record. Remember, they had Rice Plumlee injured for like 4 games.
How's he playing?
No, he's good. If he plays, they're a pretty good team.
If he plays.
I'm saying like some of their losses were bullshit because he wasn't there.
Got it.
I mean, as much as I want to hope that I'm wrong, I think UCF's going to beat him.
The market dynamics guy in me knows that UCF's the right side.
Yes.
But isn't Oklahoma State like strangely prepared for this kind of matchup where they can just give it to their running back?
The Olive Garden, he's fucking
and
nasty.
I mean, there is some outside hope he could go for a Heisman. His odds have dropped to short of 20-1. You're going against a team that's going to allow you to run the ball, and this dude's just an absolute monster. And that could be the thing that counteracts.
No, I understand all of that.
So give me Oklahoma State. They have UCF, Houston, and BYU, all the newcomers.
This is the one. This is the one that could bite them the most.
Can they lose and still make the championship?
They have the tiebreaker. They can lose this game. They have the tiebreaker on Oklahoma. They have the tiebreaker on Kansas. They have the tiebreaker on Kansas State.
There's a massive log jam at 4-2.
They have the tiebreaker on West Virginia.
I disagree. This is if Gundy wants to make a true statement to Oklahoma, you go out and you win this fucking conference.
Well, he can lose this and still win the conference.
Stay focused,
and he knows that. He's gonna phone it in.
I stay focused. I'm not so sure.
What's that weather? Is it gonna be hot as shit there in Orlando?
I think when you have what do you guys call him, the Olive Garden?
His name's Olive. Yeah, I mean, have you seen what that guy's been doing?
He's amazing. I mean,
have I rattled off his fucking stats?
The fact that we have a running back at what are his Heisman odds? Like 12-1 in 2023. That's amazing.
So hold on, you got to love this guy because he was the backup. And after they lost, they got their ass kicked. I think it was in the South Bama game or the Iowa State game. He knocks on Gundy's door and says, "You're starting the wrong guy. I should be starting."
He did that,
right? And then
it's like the opposite of Notre Dame scene or the Rudy scene. He just went in and said,
"But then, so then they
out.
take on Kansas State, and he goes 21 for 136 and a touchdown, 6.5 yards a rush, and he follows that." I mean, it's gonna get pretty foul here in a second because he follows that with then rushing for 168 on 29 rushes, 6 yards a rush and a touchdown. And then here we go.
This is throwback.
At West Virginia, Moneyline Max still hasn't recovered from this one.
This is throwback, like Thurman Thomas, Barry Sanders.
29 rushes, 282 yards, 4 touchdowns, almost 10 yards a rush.
This is like you're playing the video game and you're trying to rack your guy's stats up.
Then he takes on Cincinnati the next week, 25 rushes, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns. This guy just
still room, Colby. You want to take him with me?
ZD Mills says Ohio State Oklahoma State knows this game is their season. They cover. I don't think so. I think they know they could get by with losing this.
I just feel like Malzahn magic is a real thing. Like he's a hard coach to prepare for.
Yeah, you're probably right. But give me Oklahoma State because of that Olive Garden with the unlimited breadsticks. Gotta love the fucking breadsticks. We're gonna find out something filthy about those breadsticks one day. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. We're talking about the other side of that bedlam. Norman, Oklahoma plays host to West Virginia. Oklahoma minus 12.5, minus 575 on the money line. West Virginia plus 425. 58 is the total. West Virginia surprise of the year in Power 5 college football.
Sure, I would say they're up there. Oklahoma State might be one of them.
We were talking about their coach getting fired when we were previewing.
Yeah, no,
this
everyone
team.
was saying that's the.
Well, and they've even blown a couple games too.
Yeah. I mean,
you seen that kid out of West Virginia, not the college, Tyson Bagent.
Oh yes,
he's a local boy.
They whiffed on recruiting him.
Shepherd College.
Yeah, they're in Dub V.
I mean, West Virginia can put up some points. This is a lot of points to give a team that,
dude, give me the points all quick. Day. It's like the world's still respecting Oklahoma. They're not that good of a football team, man. And I get it. Norman's a tough place to play, but Neil Brown almost beat them in 21 when they had Lincoln Riley.
Is this a double bounce back spot?
I mean, I just think they're fairly even.
They got back-to-back road spots. So yes, now they're coming home. Is that a good thing? Their season's been ended, right?
Not necessarily.
Dream crusher scenario for Oklahoma though. They fancy themselves as a playoff team.
I just think the line is too much. Like this, they're very even as a team with like talent.
I just think it's as simple as West Virginia can put up some points.
They have West Virginia's got the better offensive line.
I mean, West Virginia puts up 24 points. You don't think they cover this spread?
This is interesting. They go so at Kansas. At Oklahoma State, they come home for the West Virginia game. Then at BYU, they really got the shit end of the schedule stick.
Now
you don't see that very often.
I think the big thing that was noticeable over Oklahoma, why everyone thought this defense was like all awesome. The past couple of weeks, RJ Harvey had over 100 yards, and then the next week Kansas rushed for over 200 yards. Last week Oklahoma State was able to get a lot of what they wanted on the ground. West Virginia returns that offensive line, one of the best offensive lines in the country.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take West Virginia.
West Virginia, lock it up.
Country roads and shit.
Discord on Oklahoma, back-to-back weeks.
Gross. It didn't work out for them well last week.
No, it didn't.
All right, let's talk about Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss as they head over to Athens, Georgia, and take on the Dogs. Minus 11 for Georgia, minus 485 on the money line. Ole Miss plus 370.
Ole Miss won last time they played, but
48.5 is the total.
But that was 2016 because the SEC doesn't play
that's the last time
conference games. Yeah, you're in the same conference.
And the last time they played,
how does that work?
No, it's because the SEC does this on purpose. Other conferences do a 9-game schedule where you have to play each other. But this is just nonsense.
But I would say it's probably just good for business to have the different brands playing each other in your own conference. Yeah. That's just me.
I mean, Georgia's struggled to cover big numbers. Ole Miss, Lane seems to be very aware of the number. So for a team like Georgia that has trouble closing out as a big favorite, Ole Miss to backdoor this late feels like a very real possibility. I think I'm going Mississippi plus 11. What are you doing, Colby?
Yeah, I just think Kirby Smart's gonna have something for this cha-cha offense, but at the same time, I don't know if Georgia can exploit the areas of weakness for Ole Miss. But I lean Georgia minus 11. But I was wrong on them last week. I thought they would fuck up Mizzou. I think they'll be able to bottle up this offense a little bit, but it's not one of my stronger plays on this board.
Interesting.
Georgia's been hard for me to get a read on this year, man. that fucking Vanderbilt covers against them. You know what I mean? Like
I noticed that it wasn't in your 6-pack, which is of course is Colby's 6 favorite games. The first 6 games we talk about every week.
So Colby, you're on. Yeah, Kramer, what are you doing?
Yeah. I think you have to lay the points. I mean, I think what you're hesitating about, Colby, is the idea that in your mind, in many of the simulations that your brain runs before watching the games, Georgia beats the shit out of this Ole Miss team. Because that's what happens sometimes with Lane. He gets ragdolled by really good teams.
Yeah.
So I think this might be one of them.
Georgia -11.
Oh, okay. I'm on an island.
Yeah.
Mississippi Island. Hey, maybe you want to head to this game. Maybe you want to grab some tickets. Oh, the game's already Saturday. No chance I get good tickets. Wrong. That's where Game Time comes through and hooks you up. They are the leader, getting the best deals, last minute ticket deals at the lowest price guaranteed. If you can find a better ticket, or sorry, basically, yeah, better ticket. If you can find a ticket, same row, same section for less, Game Time will refund you 110% of the difference. Newsflash, they don't do that. Why? Because they don't let you beat their prices. Not only do they give you a great price normally, but then they have these bonus flash sales, which is a great way to save. Love me Game Time. I went to Game Time with the Rams Eagles game. That was a ton of fun. All you got to do to get started is download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code SGPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create the account, redeem the code SGPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
Guaranteed. And shout out to the anonymous frog who's now hanging out in the Google sheet.
Ribbit.
Excellent, Sean. Excellent.
Thank
Florida
you.
heads to Baton Rouge to take on LSU. Coming off, I think this is the definition of the dream crushing scenario. LSU laying 13 -575 on the money line. Florida +425. 58 is the total. So the scenario where LSU makes it back involves Alabama losing, obviously, right? Colby.
Yes, they would have to lose twice though.
Twice.
Yeah.
So LSU's been eliminated.
Pretty
basically.
much.
So how can you take them?
And their defense sucks.
Just the show, just the win the Heisman show,
or maybe sucks is a strong word, but
no, their defense does suck.
Yeah.
I actually see this line at 14 right now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Let's take the Gators.
They're laying 14.
I'm seeing 14.
Chomp.
Yeah.
Chomp. All right, I'll update it to 14.
And what happened to the Gators last week?
That they lost to Arkansas.
That was last week.
That's Florida. These games are fucking bananas, by the way. These are one of the more hilarious games to watch every year. What was it? A couple years ago, the one player, it looked like Florida was going to win or LSU was going to win, and he throws the cleat.
Yes.
He tackles the guy behind the line of scrimmage. They're about to win the game, and he throws the cleat.
Personal foul. Yeah.
Personal foul, 15 yards, and they lose the game because of that. It's fucking hilarious. I mean, this is also the Les Miles like 4th and 1 game where they go for it on 4th and 1.
Shit,
the clock expires, which would terrible coaching, but somehow they complete a 40-yard touchdown pass.
How did
right?
Les Miles get all the way to the top?
He had very fantastic.
Dude.
Remember his
the
lines?
Mad Hatter, right? Wasn't that his nickname?
Oh yeah. Remember his lines that got him fired from Kansas, but it was regarding back when he was at LSU, saying, "Look, we get the players here. Well, let's get the girls with the big tits that are blondes. All right, like that's what our players want."
I mean that's just good business.
Yeah, I think that's coaching 101 in a nutshell, right?
Yes. Hey, let's bring in the ugliest women possible for our players.
Yes.
Really help with recruiting.
Yeah. So everyone on Florida.
Yeah.
Right.
Gator
It's just
chomp.
too much. It's too much, man.
Well, and it's the motivation for LSU is questionable at best. We got producer Josh to change his pick, which is always a good sign.
Oh, the anonymous
and
frog
Discord's on
that.
LSU as well.
Texas heads to Fort Worth, take on TCU. This one means more in the state of Texas. TCU catching 10, 320 on the money line, -410 for Texas. 53.5 is the total. Well, isn't this like you just snap fire on TCU here?
Dude, TCU's winning this.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
It's
look,
a
first
massive
off,
game.
Talk me into it because my instincts would say Texas because TCU is not that good. Texas still needs to win, and like I don't know.
The logic is this: Texas First off, did you guys catch the end of the Kansas State game? Why would you go for that? Why would you go for that when you've dominated the second half?
Yeah, very.
You go
confusing.
for a 4th and 4. But this is the logic: is Malik Murphy? This is going to be his first road start of his career, and to me, that right there, like,
10-point road favorite.
He did not look very confident in the second half of that Kansas State game. If anything, Kansas State dropped like 2 or 3 interceptions.
I was surprised at the.
I guess it was it's just trusting TCU is a little tough, but you're right.
This is a massive
first road spot, 10-point favorite for a game that TCU is going to get up.
TCU's won 8 of the last 11.
Do you remember the politician in the when they were doing that hearing about the SEC?
Oh, that was great.
Yeah,
just reminding what was the record at the time? 3-9.
Yeah,
or whatever. Over
5 and 7.
Of course, we're taking the Horned Frogs.
Horns up with the Horned Frogs. Hypno Toads. TCU +10. They're a fun team.
Duke, North Carolina, not a basketball game. Heading to Chapel Hill, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. -13 for UNC, -550 on the money line. Duke +410, 50.5 is the total.
This line suggests that Riley Leonard's still out.
Yes.
Can we talk about though the third stringer?
Played
not
all right.
The second stringer, the third stringer
screwed us out of our money line.
Comes in,
sandbagging son of a
fucking
bitch.
Looks like Broadway Joe back there. You know what I mean?
Really,
Grayson Loftus. I mean, I guess 7 of 19 for 86 yards isn't amazing, but he still.
They won the game.
He looked all right. He passed the eye test a little bit. So give me the
now
Duke
you give him an entire week to prepare against UNC
at that wine and cheese crowd.
Yeah, like a game Duke's going to get up for in Chapel Hill. I know it's football, but I still think you give them a week to prepare with the kid, and then 13 points.
Mike Elko's defense good.
Yes.
Let's go. Give me the 13 points of the Blue Devils football school.
Kramer, are you co-signing this?
No, you're
talking yourself into UNC here.
No, I know what Mac Brown's good at, winning the important games.
Oh,
and he makes a great batch of nanner pudding.
Well, that sounds like some.
Are we allowed to say that on air?
Sounds like something that starts with Courtney Love.
Sounds really dirty.
Mac Brown knows where the boosters' money will be. UNC by $1 million.
Really?
Yep. You don't understand North Carolina politics like I do, Sean.
Which bathroom do you use?
The one in the middle. USC heads to Oregon, 7:30 on the West Coast. Little nighttime football. Oregon laying 14.5, -800 on the money line. USC +550, 73.5 is the total.
I mean, I'm all for fading USC like I did last week, but can you really give Caleb Williams, if he is playing, if he hasn't opted out, can you give him 14.5 points? I know their defense sucks. They fired their defensive coordinator.
Yeah, dead coach bounce.
Is that a little? Do we get a dead defensive coordinator bounce?
Yeah, because they're soft. The reason their defense sucked is they're soft.
It's like they have to have some talent. They're USC. Yeah. I don't get it.
So maybe if they try hard, they should bring Antonio Pierce in.
I was about to say, you saw it with Antonio Pierce. You got to take the points here, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless this line is reflecting like news that Caleb Williams isn't playing. That's crazy to give him 14.5 points. And I like Oregon. I get why they should be favored, but 14.5 points seems bonkers.
Does that line indicate that Caleb Williams isn't playing, or that's the number?
I don't know. That to me is just crazy that you would give Caleb Williams 14.5 points. I know their defense has been dog shit, but like
they've been really bad.
Yeah, but
if they just get up and play better for this new DC.
No, I know, but that's why doesn't the number seem off?
That's why so USC 42, 50, 32, 20 against Notre Dame, but 43, 48, 42, 56, 66.
So all right,
they're able to put up points. I get their defensive coordinator sucks.
At home against Washington, they're catching 2.5, which means
3.5.
Well, it's 3.5, sure.
Yeah.
If we transpose that, so what would they be in Washington?
What?
-7,
8, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now Washington, Oregon, being somewhat equal teams. I think most people would have Oregon ahead of Washington. Oregon.
That's why I think there's a 7
home,
which should be 7.5, 8.
No, I think what we're getting to is I think Oregon. Oregon would probably be slightly higher than Washington now. So then you would have, I think it's probably even bigger than that because the college home field is huge. Oregon's home edge is probably bigger than Washington's.
Okay, but
close though. Close.
Yeah, I don't think it's a massive difference.
So maybe it should be 10. Maybe we stretched our handicap out to 10.5. So yeah, I guess there's a ton of value.
Yeah, something's fishy. I think they're giving a little padding here in case he doesn't play.
Well, but is there anything why would we think he isn't going to play?
I'm just hearing
because
rumblings.
people are saying he shouldn't play.
Yeah, he's gonna play.
He's gonna play.
Dog.
I don't know where that's coming from. It's everyone's projecting their fucking NBA opinions.
True.
Yeah.
I just 14.5 doesn't make sense line wise.
You don't. I mean, to your earlier point, you don't cry like a baby if you don't give a shit and you're gonna opt out. So I think you take USC with the 14.5.
Yeah, I'm on USC 14.5. Just something smells a little fishy on this game.
Yeah, well, I mean that even more reason to take USC.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something. Stay tuned. I feel like there's something else that could happen. Hey, are you guys signed up with Hall of Fame bets yet? If you're not, what are you waiting for? Kramer and I love giving out the old Legends only parlays. We gave out some for Monday Night Football about to kick here, and of course, we're firing up the Hall of Fame bets and their parlay optimizer. So fun, breaking it down leg by leg, giving you expected probability for the entire parlay. And it's a great tool. You can hit that deep data button. Ryan loves a good deep data button, deep diving. He is not a snorkeler, even though Kyle was chanting snork, snork, snork in the chat. He is a scuba guy ready to dive to the depths of the ocean. And you got to have Hall of Fame bets if you're going to do deep diving. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame bets app or visit HOFBets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame bets. Kramer,
just real quick, I want to stop the show to make sure we can answer John Paul Bacon's question in the chat.
Oh hell yeah!
He is he says, hello. The pick for the Huskies versus Utah game was there's a rewind function.
Yes,
we have the games on the left side. This is comically lazy, comically lazy, but. Because you have 3 names, which I would consider changing that in your profile. You don't want to come off crazy. I like
that. All the great assassins have had 3 names.
Lay the points.
All right.
Keith Van Horn.
Should we do the whole breakdown of the game again for him? Let's see if he asks. He asks nicely.
Time for the lock.
If he sends in money, we'll do the breakdown of the game.
Yeah,
again.
Give us those super tips.
I listen to some shows that don't even acknowledge the chat unless it comes with a tip.
Wow,
that's pretty pretentious.
Yeah, we're whores. We give it up for free.
I mean, it's honestly, it seems like the standard. It seems like we're whoring out there. We're like the scabs crossing the line. All right, what did I take last week, Colby? I feel like we agreed on something, Colby, and I feel like we didn't agree on something.
You took Georgia and Alabama.
It was 2 weeks ago. All right. Well. It's hard for me as much as I want to lock up Michigan. I respect the environment of the white. I assume we're going to use a white out or something like that. I respect this. It's an early game. I respect the environment of Penn State, so I won't lock that up. But what I will do is I'll go right on down the board. I love my handicap of this just the Olive Garden being open. Maybe Hoops is there getting some breadsticks. -3 for Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Lock number 2. I don't know how the Oklahoma after what happened. Give me West Virginia. I'm just gonna ride the bedlam for one more week. Give me West Virginia plus 12.5. Money line dog. I think Colby whispered they're winning this game. TCU plus 320.
Woo!
This is a big time rivalry. I would say that it's like a love triangle in Texas between Texas A&M and TCU. I think Texas Tech isn't really part of it. And oh boy, TCU hates Texas the most. So yeah, love that juicy money line.
Horns down.
For my teaser, let's go Georgia down to 5.
Okay.
Colby likes that one. Let's go. You know what? Let's go Miami up to 20.5. And then we're going to go Washington down to 3.
Washington down to 3.
Oh my God. Is that the defense or special teams? Who is that?
That is a punt return for a touchdown.
Let's go.
Those uniforms are fire.
Oh, hell yeah. I love football.
What was the number you cashed the first touchdown at, Ryan?
The handicap too is absolutely just fading Zach Wilson. 25-1.
Oh, let's go. All right, my lock. Give me Missouri as a home dog. This is a good spot for them. +1.5. For my bonus lock, I'm riding with Kramer. Moneyline Mac. Give me West Virginia +12.5. For my dog, Duke +410. Shocking the world. For my tease, interesting tease opportunity here. I'll take Penn State up to 10.5. I'll take Washington down to 3.
Yeah, the Washington teaser is just beautiful.
And I'll take UCF up to 9. Colby.
Whoa.
We are locking up Washington -9.
Really?
That offense ain't gonna fly for Utah in Seattle.
I do like that one.
The dog is TCU money line +320.
Nice. We're agreeing.
The bonus lock is TCU +10.
You love doing that.
Colby's always when he goes in, he goes all in.
The tease is let's go Missouri up to 7.5. West Virginia to 18.5.
These key numbers you're blasting through.
And let's do Washington down to 3.
My God.
Washington down to 3. Do we want to give out any sort of crazy parlay?
I don't think it's that crazy.
Duke, TCU, or West Virginia.
Well, Crame Dogs on Carolina.
Oh, that's right.
TCU, West Virginia parlay, little money line sprinkle.
Why
That
not
sounds
put
fun.
Florida in there?
Florida, I'm slightly more worried.
I like the Florida one. Little gumbo special for
Miami. You? Does Miami spoil Florida State season?
They could, man. Florida State's a little bit of fool's gold, man. Watch that Pitt game.
I'm just saying, we got some big USC. Do they? Is this the ultimate I care game after everyone's called him a crybaby?
+550.
Responding to Sean stacking the money green, calling him a crybaby.
No, he is a crybaby.
+550.
TCU West Virginia.
All right.
The old Big 12 edition
I like that.
parlay.
I like that.
So it's already got some branding. Lock it up. TCU and West Virginia on the money line.
West Virginia's only been there for a couple of years. That's
TCU, I think they came at the same time.
Really?
TCU, yeah, they were in the Mountain West before that.
Okay. Your story checks out.
Hey, what do we got coming up next? Right, we got Thursday night props, NFL picks. Are we going to get a college basketball episode this week, Kramer?
Working on it.
Okay.
Maybe. I think the plan is to cancel DFS.
No.
So if you don't want us to cancel the DFS show, let us know. We'll see what we can do.
Yes. Stay tuned. And of course, check out Colby daily college basketball picks,
college football right next.
Football picks, weekday edition. Yeah. So much to get to. Make sure you subscribe to the college football and basketball experience. Smash that subscribe button on our show. Toss us a nice rating and review. We've been killing it ATS this season. Let's go.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
We're also beautiful.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Caleb Williams is gonna totally get it. That's all I got. Sorry.
Kramer, let it ride.